What's up, guys? It's Dan from Coin Bureau Trading, back at it again with another crypto market update. Today we've got Cardano, Chainlink, and Algorand. I'm sure you're all wondering what these cryptos are up to. Why are they crashing? How low could they go? When could they recover? If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ping that notification bell. Before we get started, do keep in mind that nothing in this video is financial advice. It's just my analysis of these cryptos. Your analysis could be different. And if it is, that's awesome, because the more difference of opinion that we have, the better traders, the better investors we're all going to become. With that being said, guys, first thing I want to flag here regarding Cardano, it's one thing I think a lot of people are unaware of, whether it's related to Cardano or any other major crypto project for that matter. A lot of these crypto projects have basically they call them ambassador programs, but I would say it's maybe more appropriate to call them like coordinated marketing, or some would even say like shilling campaigns, where basically they pay a whole bunch of content creators around the world to basically promote and talk about the crypto project. And a lot of the larger crypto projects, like this is not specific to Cardano, it's just something that it's common, fortunately or unfortunately, it's something that's common in the largest crypto projects. And the side effect, of course, of that is that it brings a lot of attention to these ecosystems and a lot of interest to the crypto, in this case to ADA. And of course, Cardano has just announced that they're basically going to be, or I guess they're trying to promote or expand their ambassador program, which of course foreshadows a lot more interest and attention into Cardano's ecosystem as well as ADA. I'm not going to comment on whether that's like a good thing or a bad thing. Again, it's something that most crypto projects do. It's not something that's unique to Cardano. I'm not bashing Cardano or anything like that. I'm just pointing out that it basically looks like they're trying to expand their marketing, let's say, on a mass scale, and it's not just limited to like English language channels or anything. It's in multiple languages all over the world. Here they're saying 36 countries, right? And I should make it clear that the Coin Bureau is not a Cardano ambassador. We have no affiliation with with the entities behind Cardano. We are fans of Cardano, but we're not sponsored by them or involved in any ambassador program. I should probably make that clear. With that being said, guys, I want to turn over to the Cardano chart now, or I guess to the ADA chart. And I'll actually start by quickly slapping back on the Bollinger Band moving average from last week when I was analyzing. You guys might remember I noted that it was possible that ADA could fall and retest this Bollinger Band moving average on the monthly. That's exactly what it did a couple of days ago here, falling down around 50 cents, 52 cents, give or take 54 cents, basically around 50 cents. And so long as ADA holds this level, which it looks like it will, I think it's completely fine. So long as ADA is above that level or even just around that level, it's still in a bullish phase. And as you guys can see, I have another indicator enabled today, and this is the one I'm going to be focusing on this week for the cryptos that I'm analyzing, and that's the Relative Strength Index, or RSI, which is another indicator I had covered, I think it was now 2 weeks ago, in my Crypto for Beginners tutorial, which you can find on the Coin Bureau Trading channel. And if you watch that video, guys, you'll know that I use the RSI, or rather I analyze the RSI a little bit differently than Aaron. I look for patterns rather than, or like repetition of patterns rather than like absolute levels, or any kind of divergences or stuff like that, or like going above and below certain levels. It's more I just like to look at the structure, whether it's of the price or of the of these indicators. With that being said, I do think it's worth pointing out that like right now, ADA is basically at an RSI level, that was seen when it was 50% lower over last summer, when it was even lower, back in 2023, and even back here, if we go all the way back, I don't know, to 2020, you can see that basically the RSI is at levels that basically where prices were way lower, which tells me, like ADA's looking strong and it's in a pretty strong up. I mean, obviously it's not in as strong of an uptrend of, let's say, something like a Bitcoin, but you can clearly see that like we're seeing these gradual kind of waves. You get like a wave higher, then like a decline, a wave higher, decline, and then of course I do think that there's going to be another wave higher, and I do think that that third wave that's coming is going to be the big one. And this is further confirmed kind of by the RSI, that basically the RSI has essentially been reset, right? Like it's neither overbought nor oversold. ADA is right in the middle of this range. It's preparing basically for another move, and I do think that we're going to get another move higher up here. Once upon a time, ADA went all the way up here to the 95. Of course, basically all the way up to the extreme here of the RSI, and I do think we're going to get one more kind of big leg higher up to that 90 handle, like somewhere in the 90s, which it hasn't hit yet. It got up to 83. 83, which in my opinion, that's not high enough to kind of be the top. We're going to have one more move in the RSI that's going to be way higher, somewhere in the 90 range, and that's going to correspond, in my opinion, to a massive pump in ADA's price. I do think that at an absolute minimum, it'll be getting back up to around $2. But we'll have to play things by ear, though, in terms of exact targets for the cycle top for ADA. I think it's a bit too soon to say, but I would expect that it would hit somewhere potentially around $5. But again, we're going to have to take things one step at a time and start zooming into the charts a little bit closer as we start to see that third wave higher, to see how high it could go. Anyways, guys, as you might have noticed, we were using Binance there. We have up to 20% trading fee discounts and up to $600 in bonuses. That's an exclusive deal that you can only get through us. It's the biggest deal you can get on Binance. Of course, Binance is the largest crypto exchange. It has basically every single altcoin you would ever need. Creating an account using our affiliate link is super simple. Just click that sign up now button. The link to directly sign up is down in the comment section as well as the description. All you have to do is click. It'll take you to a page like this. You just enter your info and sign up, and you'll be getting that deal, a 20% trading fee discount, and up to $600 in bonuses. Those deals are completely free. It doesn't cost you a thing. The exchange gets a new user. You get a trading fee discount, and we get a cut of your trading fees. That's how the Coin Bureau makes its money. As I mentioned earlier, we're not sponsored by Cardano or any crypto project for that matter. We don't care what crypto project you like, so long as you're interested in buying and selling or trading, or even just storing your crypto on a hardware wallet, just hodling. We also have hardware wallet discounts down in the description, so be sure to check that out using the link down in the description. So anyways, guys, moving on now to Chainlink. Some of you guys might have heard that PayPal added support for Chainlink and Solana, which is pretty big news. Like, they even included it into Venmo, which of course is very popular in the United States. I believe they have around 70 million Venmo users, and of course PayPal globally has like hundreds of millions, I think like 425 million or something users, like a massive, I think it's the world's largest payment platform by some metrics, I think specifically by payment volume. Point being is that accessibility in crypto, guys, this is one thing I really need to underscore. Accessibility in crypto is everything. So when you have PayPal announcing that you can now buy Chainlink directly through PayPal or Venmo, that's huge, because when someone's going to hear about Chainlink on the news and they're thinking, oh, like, how can I buy it? They don't have to go and make an exchange. They don't have to go and make an account on Binance or anything. They can just go to their PayPal and they can buy Link directly in there, which is a pretty big deal in my opinion. And I do think that this is going to help a lot when the crypto market starts taking off. The easier it is for people to buy Link, the better it's going to perform. This kind of like market structure thing is something that I think a lot of people are overlooking, and it's one area where Chainlink excels at, because it is a very well-known crypto. Of all the crypto tokens, like not like layer one coins, but like crypto tokens, like on different blockchains, I would argue that Link is probably in the top 5 there in terms of the most recognized and the most supported, let's say. Of course, that brings me here to the Link chart. We're also on the monthly. I probably should have mentioned before, but maybe you guys did take note of that we were looking at Link on the monthly here. And you can see similarly to ADA that Chainlink is back down basically in this middle range here of the RSI, somewhere around 50. It's not oversold, it's not overbought. It's at a level, last time Link was around this level was also for the RSI was also around this price. But you can see that whenever Chainlink is around this level, eventually it does see a bump higher. And similarly to ADA, we kind of had like that, you could call it like first wave, second wave. And I do think there's going to be a third wave. I know a lot of people, they're looking at this and thinking, oh, like I already see the 2 waves here. I see a bearish divergence and so on. But again, guys, it's not the be all end all of everything. I don't pay attention too much to these divergences. Again, I look more in terms of the structure of this indicator. And I do think that, even back here, you can see there was 1 leg, 2 leg, 3 leg. And I do think that we're going to get a similar thing here. Does that mean that, maybe Link, maybe the third leg won't be as high? Maybe it'll go up to like maybe 60 or 70 rather than 80 or 85 where it was before? Sure. But all I know is that there will be a third leg here. And I do think that in terms of price, I do think that Link is going to be headed substantially higher. Again, cycle top, too soon to say, but I do think a lot of people are watching that $100 target. Whether Link can get there or not, I think is going to be, it's going to be interesting to see. But I do think that if Chainlink gets caught up in that tokenized real world asset narrative, which it looks like it will, because of course it provides these data feeds for all these tokenized RWAs, I do think that Link could get close to $100. I don't know, let's say 70, 80. There'll probably be lots of people front running that target, right? Because everyone's going to be thinking, I want to sell around 100. So people will say, okay, then I'll sell at 95 to be safe. And other people will say, I'll sell at 90 to be safe, right? And then you end up with like a front running of that key psychological level. Anyways, guys, moving on now to Algorand. I guess this does tie in again to tokenized real world assets. This is something that Algorand has been focusing on. And what really caught my eye, guys, guys, is that the supply of stablecoins on Algorand has been rising pretty consistently. This is something I've been highlighting, I guess, in recent videos, is if you look at the supply of stablecoins on various blockchains and you see that they're rising, that's a really bullish sign. And in Algorand's case, it's actually very interesting because stablecoins, and this is something that a lot of people are also overlooking, stablecoins are not necessarily just for DeFi or for payments or whatever. Stablecoins are also going to be used as the primary means of liquidity, of like basically the primary trading pair for these tokenized real world assets. So when you see these stablecoins rising, what that tells me is that there is either going to be more tokenized RWA activity, or there already is more tokenized RWA activity. And of course, we have seen the market cap of tokenized RWAs growing in the last couple of weeks. They basically continue going up only, even while the crypto market has been going down. But the key takeaway there, guys, being that Algorand seems to be getting this, I guess you could say, slow injection of stablecoin liquidity in preparation for basically more tokenized real world asset use cases. And of course, that will drive ultimately demand for Algo, which of course brings me here to the Algorand chart. Again, same thing as with ADA, as with Link. A lot of people are probably looking at this RSI and they're thinking, oh, like I'm seeing the two peaks here, just like in 2021, and I think it's over. But again, if you go back further, you'll notice, wait a minute, there's actually there's a first peak, second peak, third peak, and so far we've only had, well, you could say this was a double. I wouldn't say so, but you can say we've had 1 and 2, right? So then where's the third, right? There's still going to be that third leg higher. And if you notice, guys, that like Algo never got, and this is even the case in the past cycle, it never really it got like to what, like 84, 85 here on the RSI, which is not very high. It has yet to go up to like that 90 handle range, right? Which tells me that, again, it's right here. It's actually a little bit, you could say a little bit oversold. It's down around 40 compared to ADA and Link, which are around 50, right, on the RSI, which tells me that Algo, again, like just based purely on the RSI, that that when that third wave higher comes, and you can see it is kind of like in a mild uptrend over the last, let's say, year or so. Of course, it's not as strong as something like Bitcoin, obviously, but it wouldn't surprise me at all that this third wave higher would be absolutely enormous. And again, like for Algo to get to something, I don't know, like $3 or $4, that wouldn't be too far fetched in my opinion. And of course, from the current level, like that'd be a pretty sizable gain. That'd be like a 20x return for a cycle top, which I personally, I guess I should make it clear, I don't think that cycle tops will be hit until sometime over the summer. I haven't, I'll be honest, like I haven't looked as closely in terms of Algorand, in terms of its fundamentals, as to whether it could actually hit that target. The reason why I'm kind of, I guess, putting out that word of caution is that obviously Algorand is not the only layer one in the tokenized real world asset space. There's a lot of competition there on the layer one front. It's a front that, for better or for worse, is being dominated basically by Ethereum. And a lot of these newer chains like Aptos and Sui are also competing there. But with all that being said, guys, again, like when I look at the RSI here, just, ignoring the price, I see three in the previous cycle. I see 3 peaks. So far, we've only had 2. So I do think there's going to be a third peak here. And again, it was I guess in contrast to the previous cycle here, it's possible that the third peak could be even higher, somewhere in the 90 handle range. And then that would translate to just absolutely explosive price action for Algo, which, it sounds impossible. But even when you look back here, guys, in a matter of months, you can see a massive gain of what was that? Like basically a 10x gain in the matter of just 3 or 4 months. So the idea that we could see a 10 or 20x gain from Algo's current price, I don't think it's that far-fetched. And of course, it does have a large community. Silvio Micali, MIT, you guys know all the narratives there. So Algo, I do think, is one to watch here. And actually, before I forget, I'll even show you guys, if you look at the Bollinger Band moving average, same thing. It's been holding around that level. Looks completely fine to me. So yeah, guys, of these 3 cryptos, I guess it looks like, at least in percentage terms, that Algo could see the biggest gains. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. And maybe next week we'll take a look at Algo through a different lens, looking at some different indicators. But yeah, in terms of the RSI, super interesting. Basically, just all these charts are showing, whether it's ADA, Link, or Algo, that there's going to be a third leg kind of in the RSI, which obviously translates to a third leg higher here in price. How high is that going to go? Honestly, guys, it's anyone's guess. My guess is that Algo could get somewhere into the $3 to $4 range, which would just be, like a massive gain from the current price. It'd be like a 10 or 20, or it'll be closer to a 20x basically. But of course, we will have to wait and see. Anyways, guys, if you did make it this far, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ping that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.